Hey Sagittarius, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot. So glad to have you here. This is going to be a general reading for the month of February for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Some house rules as we get started and I start to shuffle. Since this is a general message, please take it as it resonates. Do not try to force any of the messages. If something pops up, doesn't fit your circumstance, you're not vibing with it, just means that message was for someone else. Leave it on the table and take the rest. If you have not watched the Chariot Chats video for this previous week, definitely check it out. I break down the astrology of February, how it's affecting all of us, so definitely some valuable information in there. I am also recommending this round that everyone watch the Aquarius video. We are in Aquarius season, so we're all getting a little dose of that Aquarian energy. But I'm also telling that to everyone because we have 5 planets all in Aquarius right now. So wherever Aquarius is in your chart, that place is getting super activated. You're probably going to notice a lot of activity in there. Actually, it'll be 6 soon once the moon gets in there in a couple days. So lots of vibing going there. So I definitely have been recommending the Aquarius video. You may not resonate with the entire message because, again, you're not necessarily an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. But honestly, I do think you will find something in there that might resonate with you. So if you feel inclined, or if you watch this video and there's gaps, there may be something in there for you. So definitely check that out. With that being said, let's get into your reading. So we've got Embrace the Feminine coming up in our Messenger Oracle. First card out. And the first thing, yes, we see a pregnant woman. So for some of you, if there's any of you out there trying to have children, this may be a great time. But honestly, to me, this card really speaks more to the divine feminine energy. So that's obviously a much more creative energy, which we love. So it might be time for you to create, to express in a different way. This is also an energy of receiving, right? This is not as assertive as a divine masculine energy that wants to do and accomplish and conquer and achieve and all these things. Much more passive energy. So for some of you, it may be a time to slow down a little bit. It may be a time to shift focus, right? There may be circumstances going on in your reality that's really asking you to tap into this much softer, gentler vibe than, one that's trying to go and build, right? It may be time for a little shift there, right? We also have See the Truth coming out after that. This incredibly powerful card, it has popped up, I think you might be the 3rd reading that it's popped up in. Beautiful card about perspective and divining, and also seeing through something that has been shaded or cloudy, right? You may have a current perception that maybe may have something or someone or a relationship or it's a business or something that may look kind of dark. It may look either dark in a way where it's confusing and there's something you don't trust, there's something you don't see, or your perception right now may be making it look a little negative, and that may not be the case. So this See the Truth can work in different ways for each of us, but this again is about, to me, it's always about seeing through the shadows, the same way an owl sees through the dark of night. This is you using your perception and peering through all of that. And he holds a Celtic knot, almost like a pendulum. So you divining the truth and really discovering. And honestly, who better to find the truth than a Sagittarius? It's what y'all do. Like, you're the bomb at it. So use your superpowers to let that come to you. And honestly, that also may be where this divine feminine is, because it might not be, you might not get the truth how you normally do, which is probably, asking for it, confronting things and give me the answers I seek. The way you get that information might be a little more feminine. It might be, I don't want to say underhanded because that's not what it means, but it, you might come at it from the side versus going straight on, So you might have to, what's that phrase? You'll catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. You might have to, sweeten things a little bit, or maybe a little more than you would normally. Okay. Last card out. We are all connected. I love this card, and honestly, this card, I normally wouldn't see this card coming up in a reading like this. Honestly, I think what this card is trying to communicate. Look, there's your little owl. Little owl's in there too. Cute. Anyway, I think this is coming through because it's asking you to see, I was going to say see the divinity, but that's not necessarily what I mean. But seeing the similarities, seeing the connections between people around you, situations you're involved in, seeing the big picture, which again is something you do very, very well. This isn't necessarily new for you, because naturally you are a sign that can see the big picture and dreams big, and kind of can envision the finish line a little better than some other signs can. But I feel like this is really it's highlighting this perception where you can see how everything weaves together, how all the strands of reality are woven to create the picture we see before us. Because I almost wonder if maybe there are some threads that maybe got crossed, or and I keep coming back to where you feel like there might be threads that you think are crossed, and really they're as they should be. Like I don't know, after getting this see the truth card, for some reason I feel like you see a situation that maybe is negative or harsh, or one that you have negative associations with, and really I feel like that isn't necessarily the truth of the matter. Like you may be judging it a little harsher than it should be or it deserves to be. And I think there's something trying to pull everything together, or at least maybe highlight that really we are on the same side. I don't know how that's going to resonate with you, but again, it just feels like there's, and honestly that may be why we started with Embrace the Feminine. There might be a need to really exercise some compassion for maybe another person or how a situation played out. And it could be because maybe you got the short end of a stick, or it was a little rougher on you. And I don't want to make it like bad stuff happen and you just roll with it, but it's almost like asking to really see how that instant maybe is going to play out in the run. There's and I truly believe there's a reason for everything, even the bad stuff. And it's so funny, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine about how this, he had just read that it was kind of a theory, and we just kind of brought it up and we started talking about it. But I fully believe that everything that happens to us in this life, we chose to walk this path, the good and the bad stuff. We chose it for a reason. Same thing, if something rough has happened, or maybe there was a fight or an altercation or something that disappointed you, there is a reason for that. There's a reason why that had to end or go or play out that way. I think this month is really about reflecting and maybe seeing that broader perspective. There's a reason why things happen that way. It happened for your benefit. Even if it doesn't seem like that way now. It happened for you, not to you. Alright, my lovely Sages. Okay, we're going to go a little deeper into that. Knight of Swords, look at you wanting the truth. Right out the gate. And Ace of Swords. Oh my god, Queen of Swords. Lots going on in your head. All the way to King of Swords. Look at that. Knight, Queen, King, all in a row. Girl, if we were in Vegas, you would have just won the jackpot. And look, bottom of the deck right now, the wheel. We're going to go through the bottom after. But, so this is all about this shift. Literally, fortune is smiling on you. Things are about to change. Things are about to change. Right? That wheel is spinning. The luck is starting to come in. So again, even if something wonky happened, it just made space. It just made space. So again, we have this Knight of Swords. Definitely a very fast moving energy for sure. Again, trying to run, trying to learn, trying to understand. Very male dominant card when you're being asked, this isn't the way. It's good that you're hungry, it's good that you want to know, it's good that you want to understand, but again, we're not getting there by rushing off and being, I don't want to say impulsive, right? Because that's definitely more Knight of Wands energy, but it's like relentless. That's the word I want. It's like this is a relentless energy. Like this is someone who like cannot rest. I'm gonna stalk you in the shadows. I'm gonna see every single thing you do. I'm gonna read every single book about the topic. I will not stop until I get the answer, until I feel satisfied. And again, this is just going to run you ragged. Do not lean into this energy. Don't do it. I think we're gonna go a little differently for you. Normally I've been going across, but I feel like we're gonna tackle this. So then you have the Ace of Swords energy. This is the clarity, the understanding that you're chasing after here in this Knight of Swords, right? So trust and believe, having it pop up, the truth is there. We talked about it here as well. So know and believe that this understanding, this clarity is going to come to you. Honestly, probably in Aquarius season. So if it's not coming yet, give it a week or two. Like, it's not far away. But it's like the words I want to say are so big because it feels like this truth, this understanding that you take on this month really is about your abundance, right? Because here with the Empress, this energy is all about creation and abundance, fertility again for some. But this energy is, I feel like you're meant to, I don't want to say meant to create, but you're meant to bring energy into something. You're meant to bring life into something, or bring something into this world, even if it's just an idea, even if it's just a revolutionary thought. Like, really what you're doing here is to create some form of abundance. And this Empress energy is really connected to Venus as well. Venus is one of the planets in Aquarius, so again, check out that Cherry Chats video. But this is also you magnetizing all the resources and the things you need and attracting them. But again, this is feminine energy, right? The Empress isn't going out and conquering villages, right? She enjoys and relishes in the abundance around her. Life comes from her. What she wants, she creates. She doesn't have to fight for it and take it from someone else, right? She creates it. She nurtures it. She loves it. There's a huge need for you to tap back into that really divine feminine energy. Okay. I'm going to leave that alone because you're like, I get it. I need to soften up. We'll leave that there. Then you have the Hierophant card. So definitely a card known for religion, spirituality. For me, this card speaks a lot to kind of a doctrine of religion. So it's about following the steps, right? You can see this big staircase behind this little happy yogi over here. But it's about following the steps. And again, you are a great sign for protocol. So again, we keep talking about skills that are naturally in your wheelhouse, Sagittarius. So I'm not necessarily asking you to do different or do something you wouldn't normally do, but it's about softening, right? We're trying to attract in the resources versus like scrounge them up, if that makes sense. So yes, this is a card of spirituality. Yes, this could be talking about connecting and dealing with your faith and all these kind of things. But I feel like this is kind of speaking to the protocol, the steps that we normally would take to make this happen. How do we need to change them, right? What's the best way to go about it? Because then we have this Queen of Swords followed by the Knight of Pentacles. So Queen of Swords, the evolution of that knight. But again, we've gone from this really, impulsive young male energy into this feminine energy where we've nurtured this quest, right? But now it's about what really do we need? What really serves us, right? Because this Queen of Swords uses this sword to cut out the excess, right? And yes, sometimes she can be really harsh and cold about it. That is not what we want you to do. Because coupled with that, we have this Knight of Pentacles. Very slow energy. Doesn't take risks. Everything is calculated. Everything is planned out. So these two energies tempered together, yes, is still one that's, I need to do what serves. I need to find my answers. I need things to be clear, black and white. This stays, this goes. But the process at which we come to those answers has to be one that's carefully thought out. Has to be one where we've examined all angles. Has to be one where we've taken everything into account. And we're positive that this is the best thing to do. We're positive that this needs to go. We're positive this needs to stay. Right? Because Knight of Pentacles does not take risks. you give the Queen of Swords reason to doubt, she cuts your head off, right? This is the voice saying, well, maybe we should have the trial. Let's really examine the evidence. Let's make sure this person deserves to have their head cut off. But what if this person has something valuable to say and we've silenced them, right? That's kind of this vibe. That is why this softening needs to happen. So there definitely is something that needs to be cleared out. There's definitely something that, it's time to be released. It's something else it's time to be nurtured. But again, how we get to that decision is going to be very, very important. We have next the Four of Pentacles coming up at the top. So this is a very... I know a lot of readers will say this is a very clingy energy, and I've definitely been known to call this card miserly. In this particular deck, this particular image makes me always feel this card is a lot more protective than it is, kind of hoardy, if that makes sense. She's not hoarding these coins. It feels much more protective. They have value to her. They have meaning and significance to her situation. So she's going to guard them and use them wisely. To me, I feel like this, not only is this speaking to your resources, definitely could be speaking to your money. Some of you maybe, things might be a little tight, or maybe something's happened that's going to make finances a little tighter. Maybe we got a surprise bill, maybe something happened with pay. I understand the world is still dealing with the pandemic, employment's still kind of crazy. All of that can kind of be summed up in this card, where you feel like you need to save and hold on to things. Not a bad thing. But then you have this energy of the King of Pentacles, very well manifested, very abundant. This is grounding and security. So there may be this need to save, but do not save and hold things back just for the sake of holding them back. All right? Because me having this energy, coupled up against this King of Pentacles is almost saying, like, you are abundant, you are safe, you are well off. You don't need to be so fearful, right? You don't need to be so defensive with that, when I see these two cards together. Because you also have the King of Swords here. So again, we talked about that evolution. This King of Swords, he's a planner, he's a strategist, he's very, very wise, very, very analytical. Same energy that you kind of carry with you. So having these two kings play out, this is about you creating a plan, following it through, creating that foundation. You know the steps. We talked about that earlier. We know that. But again, all this king energy up against two empresses. Now, there's a lot of strong male energy and dominant, assertive energy, but no king is going to stand up against an empress, right? So there's a much stronger creative flow around you versus this really, it just feels like this super fast pace. I want it now. I want to make this happen. I want to get my hands in it and do it and make it a thing. It does feel like there's this, whatever it is you've been manifesting is coming to you, and you putting more energy into it and forcing it and stressing over it isn't going to make it come any faster. But you vibing appropriately and you nurturing that creative element of you, that is going to help way more than this energy is, right? Because this is already done. The planning, the logical stuff, you could do in your sleep. That part's done already, right? It feels like you're shifting into this phase where we want to be more attractive, right? Especially with this wheel, right? Because as the wheel turns, some things fall away, but some things spin toward us. Page of Pentacles, growth. This is tapping into that growth potential here with this Knight of Pentacles. Death and rebirth. To me, this is more of a personal rebirth, shifting from this really firm energy into something that's a lot more softer and creative. Your focus may even change a lot. And again, this may not resonate with all of you, but like all of a sudden now that I'm looking at it, your focus may change. Maybe what you want to do for money is going to change. Maybe what you thought you had planned now needs to be revised. So I feel like there is going to be a shift in this plan you've had for yourself. And then we have the Fool, and the Three of Pentacles. I love this. So the Fool is all about new opportunity, that fresh start. Again, it might be a little leap of faithy as we leap into whatever this creative force takes us to. But again, all the resources come together here with this Three of Pentacles. And then you have this Page of Wands, which again is that divine spark and passion and inspiration, right? I feel with this card coming out on the bottom, I do feel like you guys go into something creative. Like I feel like you are meant to create something. Like I don't honestly, I feel like you guys are starting to head down a much more creative path than what's been the norm, let's say. Okay, we're gonna go a little deeper. Use a second deck and get a little extra message. See what comes out for Sagittarius. Okay, go. Perfect. Look, bottom of the deck, Magician, having the resources. Let's take them like this. Knight of Wands. Here we have that chasey, really impulsive energy we've been talking about. Star card. So this, honestly, yes, this is, the Aquarius card. We are in Aquarius season. We've got all that activity going on in Aquarius. To me, this vibe is about hope and faith, trust in the universe, trust in what you cannot see. Because again, with this wheel, there are things coming we're not aware of yet. Again, things played out for a particular reason. So have faith and trust that things are working out as they are meant to. You don't need to race this hard over here. Look. Seven of Pentacles. Patience. Waiting. The seeds have been sown. You were just waiting for harvest time. And guess who controls when the harvest comes? Oh, Miss Lady Abundance, the Empress. Oh my God. Literally, Spirit is just beating you over the head with it in this reading. Alright, yep. And then here we have the Five of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, both in reverse. So again, this actually is a great card to have in the reverse, because this is, letting go of the sadness, the fear, the pain. If something was lost, this is moving beyond that, right? Instead of being stuck, crying, and feeling bad about what happened, feeling bad about ourselves maybe for some of us. This again is realizing, nope, it's okay. Let it go. We're going to be fine. We're going to move on. And having the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, this to me tells me you are not in your element just yet. You're not where you're meant to be, right? Because this is a very confident, strong, creative force, right? With this Nine of Pentacles. I kind of like to joke that this is a lesser version of the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is a smaller version of the Empress, which is true because the Empress really embodies all four queens. But it's kind of like this is the mundane version, the elevated version in the Queen, and then the universal version in the Empress. So we want you vibing up here at Empress level, and right now we're at a slightly wonky Nine of Pentacles, right? But to me, this just tells me you're not in the place where you're creating your greatest joy, your greatest success, your greatest support, right? Because we even talked about the King of Pentacles. So you're not making as much resources or money or security as you could somewhere else. Right? We don't feel as rewarded, we don't feel as confident, we don't feel as satisfied as we could be when this card shows up like that. But again, that's changing. For some of you, whatever was lost, whatever happened, whatever shift probably took you out of whatever kept you this way. Right? I feel like this is what we're coming out of and what we're kind of healing from and kind of gaining a higher perspective on. Oh, you guys are getting a little longer reading. I don't know. We really had to nail that message. All right, Sages. One little fun thing before I let you go. I'm going to end the reading there. But because it's February, we know Valentine's Day is coming up. I thought it'd be fun to get the romance angels out. And let's pull a little love oracle for Valentine's. Or at least for February. And see what's going on. Oh. Who would we get? Ooh! You guys got the wedding card. This situation involves marriage. So, my happily coupled Sagittariuses, when I get the wedding card, I always think that whatever commitment you have is about to go to another level. So some of you may have some proposals heading your way, so get excited about that. For some of you, it might be, where, maybe you're dating and then you move in together. It's an elevation of that commitment. For some of you, if you're meeting anyone this month, down the road, this may be where that relationship is heading. So getting this wedding card, great omen for my singles out there that are meeting people. And for those of you in couples, expect some commitment levels to be upgraded. Very exciting card, Sagittarius. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to wish you the best, and I'm sending you my love. Just as a reminder, I know you've heard it before, but definitely check out that Chariot Chats video, even if it's just to hear about the astrology. We also talk about some crystals in that video. It's just some fun stuff. So please check that out. It'll give you a lot more info about the month ahead. Also, I'd really love that series to really be guided by you guys. I really would love to hear what you guys would love to see. If there's a topic you just want my opinion on, we can talk about. I talk a little bit about crystals because that was recommended. So if you want to see more of that, great. If you want to see crystals for something specific, I'd love that too. All those great things. So drop those in the comment section, either on this video or the Chariot Chats. I read them all, so I will see it. Also, make sure you like this video. Lets me know how it resonated with you, which is super, super helpful for me. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell on so you can be notified when the next series of videos pops up. And with that, I love you guys. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you in your next video. Bye, Sagittarius.